A spokesperson for China's military claimed that the People's Liberation Army had driven away U.S. warships, a statement China routinely makes after U.S. freedom of navigation operations. FONUPs in the South China Sea, Senior Captain He Tiancheng, spokesperson for the PLA's Southern Theater Command, referred to the Chinese name for Scarborough Shoal and said, on August 13th, the U.S. Navy destroyer, USS Higgins, DDG-76, entered China's Huangyan Dao territorial waters without authorization. The PLA Southern Theater Command dispatched naval forces to track, monitor, warn, and expel the vessel in accordance with laws and regulations. The U.S. 7th Fleet disputed this, stating, "China's account is false. USS Higgins conducted this FONUP in accordance with international law and continued normal operations. This reflects our commitment to uphold freedom of navigation and lawful uses of the sea. The United States defends its right to fly, sail, and operate wherever international law allows, as USS Higgins did here. China's claims will not deter us." Defense analysts note that China's claim, based on the so-called 9-dash line, covers nearly 90% of the South China Sea. While rooted in historical maps and records, it lacks legal backing under modern international law. Other claimants, including Vietnam, the Philippines, and Malaysia, base their claims on the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea UNCLOS, which defines territorial seas, exclusive economic zones, EEG, and continental shelves. In 2013, the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague rejected China's claims in a case brought by the Philippines, a ruling China ignored. Since then, China has pursued land reclamation and militarization of disputed features, turning reefs into artificial islands equipped with runways, radar, and missile systems. The U.S. Navy emphasized that unilateral authorization or advanced notification requirements for innocent passage are unlawful. By conducting FONUPs without requesting permission, the United States challenged these unlawful restrictions imposed by China and Taiwan. Innocent passage is not subject to such constraints, and the Philippines does not assert excessive maritime claims relevant to this operation. This FONUC came just 2 days after a confrontation near Scarborough Shoal, where China Coast Guard Cutter 3104 and PLA Navy Type 052D destroyer Huilin collided while attempting to block the Philippine Coast Guard vessel BR Peace Luin. USS Higgins is a Flight II Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer, among the largest in the U.S. Navy. The destroyer has 90 Mk-41 Vertical Launch System VLS cells for Standard missiles, Evolved Sea Sparrow missiles, and Tomahawks, plus 2 Mk-141 Harpoon launchers, 2 triple torpedo tubes, and 1 MH-60R helicopter for ASW. Its armament also includes a 5-inch naval gun and Phalanx close-in weapon system for missile defense. The U.S. Navy has conducted FONUPs in the South China Sea for years, a policy continued under the Trump administration. The presence of a single Arleigh Burke-class destroyer is a formidable deterrent. These ships are battle-tested and highly capable. If China had attempted to block or confront USS Higgins, the consequences could have been severe. The recent collision between the Chinese Coast Guard and PLA Navy destroyer illustrates the limitations of China's naval capabilities against smaller Philippine vessels. They failed to assert control without damaging themselves. Beijing's claims of expelling USS Higgins appear largely symbolic, aimed at domestic audiences with limited access to uncensored news. Analysts argue that such theatrics highlight China's current gaps in military maturity and international credibility. While the country continues to project strength in the South China Sea, incidents like this serve as a reminder that the PLA still has significant challenges to overcome. Observers suggest that Xi Jinping should address these missteps to prevent further embarrassment on the global stage.